In 2004, the Boston Red Sox came back from 3-0 down to defeat the Yankees. And now, their brethren, the Celtics, have the chance to do the same thing. Let's talk about it here on Hoop Talks. Yeah. What's going on, guys? It's your boy, Jelani Goodridge-Reid, along with my brethren, Justin Pooni, and my sister, that is Noor Zainab, and Crina Mustafa. Guys, it's Game 7. What a day. What a day. It was actually a fantastic finish, that Game 6. I know Noor was hopping on the couch and everything. She was loving
Branson,
that.
Sorry, you all heard me probably last night.
Yeah.
It was on Saturday night.
Yeah, Saturday night.
Yep, that's the one.
It's okay. But yeah, but Derek White, obviously, that fantastic finish. So now we're here, Game 7. I want to know, because right now, Miami, they're feeling good about themselves. Mm-hmm. You know, according to reports, they have already booked a flight to Denver.
Love that mentality.
after tonight's game. So they're feeling good. But with that being said, with the game being tonight, I just want to know the pressure. Who has more pressure? Is it the team that was up 3-0, the 8th seed, and trying not to be the first team ever to blow that, or is it the 2 seed, one of the best teams this year, at home, on their home court? They're balling now, 1-3 straight. So who do you give more pressure to, Justin?
I think there's pressure on both sides of it, right? Who's got the more pressure? Of course, historically, the Miami Heat have the most pressure on them right now because they'd be the first team ever to blow a 3-0 series lead in NBA history, right? And this team, they had a they beat the Boston Celtics by a historical margin in Game 3, and now look where we are now. We're in Game 7. Nobody would have expected that. Right. A full credit to the Celtics, but also the Heat have not been playing good basketball. If the Miami Heat lose this game, again, they're the 8th seed. They have an out. Boston is the much better team, but you can't do this, right? You can't blow 3 straight when you're up 3-0, right? And I think if the Celtics lose, then there's going to be questions of, okay, is the Killer Jays, is that era done? But I think the pressure is on Miami.
Crina?
I think the pressure is on Boston because if you look at them, like, what have they been doing? They've been building this core for so long to be able to go all the way, to be able to win the NBA Finals. And they've been to the NBA Finals once before. They might be able to do it this time. But are they going to actually win the championship once they get there? I don't know. I feel like there's a lot of pressure on them to get here because, like you kind of just touched on, there's going to be a lot of questions surrounding the 2 main guys on this team. Mm-hmm. How much longer are you going to be able to keep this core together and be competitive enough to be a contender? I think the pressure's on them. I think Miami's injured. Miami's been relying a lot on, like, Jimmy Butler. Mm-hmm. Like, we've seen them struggle without some of their main guys, and I don't think the pressure's on them. I think it's going to be very embarrassing. Don't get me wrong. I don't think blowing a 3-0 lead for the first time in NBA history is like
it's
something
good.
No, but I don't know. I just think the Celtics have more pressure on them.
Noor?
I'm gonna say Miami, and the reason for that is I think had this game come to Game 7 differently, had it been like they win one, they lose one, they win one, they lose one, it would easily be on the Celtics because, like, they were the second best team in the league all year. They were supposed to be here, and this Miami's a play-in team, so you were supposed to beat them no matter what happened. But now we're at the point where this is about to make history, and if you become part of history where you blow a 3-0 lead, doesn't matter what seeding you finished at, it's going to be looked at as a disappointment. So I think the pressure is on Miami to come back tonight and actually win this because they're about to become the biggest joke of the NBA if they don't. They're not going to care what seed they were in. No one's going to care about that. It's going to be like they just blew a 3-0 lead. And I think that's where I'm going to go based off of tonight.
I'd probably go Boston because I understand.
It's like
I know. I don't know. I think we're working
together.
The same brain. But I think that, yes, Miami for sure, you can't blow this. Like that's embarrassing. That's straight up embarrassing. But at the same time, you do mention the lack of guys they have. A lot of bodies are out right now, and they are an 8 seed. Let's remember that. They haven't been good all year long. They've been an up and down team, so this is who they are. And I get it. They have the better coach and stuff like that, and Jimmy's been balling, in the first 2 series, but they are still an 8 seed. You're playing a Boston squad that is on fire right now. The last 3 games, they showed us this is what they're capable of. They're at home. You can't lose on your home court. And they've been struggling at home too. Boston, I want to see how they respond. Mm-hmm. The ball's in their court now. I think all the pressure's on Boston to get it done.
Literally in their court.
Yes, TD Garden. So we'll see. But Justin, I want to give it to you here. Biggest X factor tonight?
think it's got to be Bam Adebayo. We know, again, we were having this conversation off camera. I think but the thing with Bam is if he shows up offensively, right, the Miami Heat more likely than not are going to win the game because it's not all on Jimmy Butler. It's not all on Duncan Robinson. By the way, what was Duncan Robinson doing shooting the ball at the end of the game? What was he doing?
I mean, they were good looks though.
Why would
Good
you
looks,
put
man.
the ball in? Why would you shoot that?
Because he was
That's the only guy that
hitting that
left.
shot. He was hitting that
I
shot.
digress, right? I
Tyler
digress.
Hero would've hit that, though.
Tyler Hero would have hit that for sure. But it's got to be the Bam Adebayo, my personal opinion. I think he has to be assertive defensively. You can't have Al Horford blocking you like that. You gotta. This is Game 7. This is the season's on the line. Win or go home. I need Bam Adebayo to show us why he was an all-star this season. He was an all-star for who? Again? Was he an all-star?
I'm gonna
Go
go.
ahead.
I'm gonna go with the very easy pick. It's gonna be Jimmy Butler, and the reason for that is who can will the Miami Heat to win tonight? Mr. Jimmy Buckets. Last game, he was very passive. He kind of let the ball go up until the fourth quarter, but then he came out. We saw him hit like very, very crucial shots. Came out, had those 3 very important free throws, and I mean, we can talk about the extra seconds added there because it really well could have been a Miami Heat win that game, and they made it a game the entire way through. So I think if Butler can come through and give us that very big night, and let's remember last season when they were in the same position, Butler had 13 points in Game 5, and then he came back in Game 6, had 47 points, and they pushed it to Game 7. So I'm gonna give the edge to Jimmy Butler here because he's gonna be the most important guy on the floor.
Crina's X factor is.
You know, I agree with you, Noor. You and I have been talking about Jimmy Butler for like a month now. It feels
Yes.
like. So I think it's right. Like he's been the best playoff performer, and we need to see that tonight. I almost forgot Game 7 was tonight. I was like, when was it again?
Yeah.
I'm gonna look at just multiple guys. I think if the shooting is there for the Celtics, it's gonna be a long night for Miami.
Do you expect Derek White to have that performance again?
Like we saw. I mean, he plays well at home. I've seen good.
And that's what helps
performances from
Boston.
But even if
And-
he's not an
yeah.
offensive guy, Derek White does all the little things
Yeah,
on the
that
court.
too.
That's
I'm
what
talking
you
about,
need
shot
from him.
making.
Yeah,
Oh,
but I
that's-
think at home the Celtics, you've seen it before. They're way more comfortable at home. Usually your shooters are comfortable at home.
Yeah.
I don't know. So I'm looking at the shooting for the Celtics. But real quick before we go, if they choke this, if the Heat choke this, is this worse than that 3-1 we saw in 2016 with the Warriors? Quick,
No.
because I don't think so. I think the
No.
Warriors
They were
is the
the
worst.
best team
I
in
think-
NBA
Yeah.
history.
Yeah, I think because
It's two
And it was
different
the
opponents,
finals.
I
right.
think.
It's just because right now we're seeing a lot of conversations.
That was also
Yeah.
the year that they
But-
only had
Wait, which 3-1 are we
Some
talking about?
losses.
The Western Conference Finals
No,
or
the
the NBA
finals.
Finals?
NBA Finals.
that was the year that set the record for the least losses in the season too, right?
Yeah,
They're
73
the,
and 9.
Yeah,
the best team of all
exactly.
time.
Yeah,
Yeah, so
I don't think you
definitely
could
not.
compare the two, but
Yeah,
that's
no.
just me. But y'all better be watching tonight.
Yes.
You have to be watching tonight.
Yes.
This is Game 7. All right, Heat. You want a party? Let's have a party. Or is Beantown going to be vibing tonight? We'll see. Let's talk about it next time on Hoop Talks.